This video is about famous Hollywood celebrities and people who passed away in January 2002 in the United States. Before we proceed, please subscribe to our channel to support us. Carol O. Mott. She was born in June 1927 and she died in January 2002. Her age was 74 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Carol O. Mott was a glamorous actress known for her roles in film noir and cult horror films. She was once promoted as a potential rival to Marilyn Monroe. Though her Hollywood stardom didn't reach expected heights, her role in House on Haunted Hill gave her lasting cult status. Carrie Hamilton. She was born in December 1963 and she died in January 2002. Her age was 38 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was lung cancer. Carrie Hamilton was a talented actress and musician known for roles in television and stage. The daughter of comedian Carol Burnett, she overcame personal struggles and collaborated with her mother on several creative projects. Her strength, warmth, and talent left an enduring legacy. Peggy Lee. She was born in May 1920 and she died in January 2002. Her age was 81 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications of diabetes and heart attack. Peggy Lee was a legendary singer and one of the most sultry voices in jazz and pop. With hits like Fever and Is That All There Is, she redefined vocal artistry. Also a lyricist and actress, Lee's elegant phrasing and cool charisma made her a timeless musical icon. Julia Phillips. She was born in April 1944 and she died in January 2002. Her age was 57 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was cancer. Julia Phillips was the first woman to win an Academy Award for Best Picture for The Strain. A groundbreaking producer, she also worked on several iconic 1970s films. Her tell-all memoir, You Will Never Eat Lunch in This Town Again, shook Hollywood with its raw honesty. Avery Shriber. He was born in April 1935 and he died in January 2002. His age was 66 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Avery Shriber was a quick-witted comedian best known for his improv work with Jack Burns. With a distinctive mustache and expressive face, he brought humor to commercials and sitcoms. A veteran of Chicago's Second City, he influenced a generation of comedy performers. Ted Dem. He was born in October 1963 and he died in January 2002. His age was 38 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Ted Dem was a creative force in both film and television, known for directing Blow and producing early hip-hop television with Yo! MTV Raps. Nephew of director Jonathan Demme, he had a rising career cut tragically short. His style blended gritty realism with emotional storytelling. Ron Taylor. He was born in October 1952 and he died in January 2002. His age was 49 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Ron Taylor was a powerhouse baritone, best known as the voice of carnivorous plant in Little Shop of Horrors. A Broadway and television veteran, he brought commanding presence and soulful energy to his roles. He also co-created It Ain't Nothing But the Blues, earning a Tony nomination. Mickey Dora. He was born in August 1934 and he died in January 2002. His age was 67 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was pancreatic cancer. Mickey the Cat Dora was one of surfing's most legendary and rebellious figures, known for his grace on the waves and disdain for commercialization. He was both admired and feared, a symbol of the 1960s surf culture. He left a lasting mark as an anti-establishment icon. John Busima, he was born in December 1927 and he died in January 2002. His age was 74 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was stomach cancer. John Busima was a master comic book illustrator whose work for Marvel defined an era. His powerful dynamic style brought to life characters like Conan, Thor, and the Avengers, widely respected among peers. Busima's artistic legacy shaped generations of superhero storytelling. Nighty Edgar, he was born in July 1931 and he died in January 2002. His age was 70 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart attack. Nighty Edgar, born Richard Garza, was a popular professional wrestler in the 1960s and 70s. Known for his strongman persona and polished pride, he drew fans with his powerful build and kind-hearted in-ring character. He was one of the most beloved babyfaces of his era. Cyrus Vance, he was born in March 1917 and he died in January 2002. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was Alzheimer's disease. Cyrus Vance was a distinguished American diplomat who served as Secretary of State during the Carter administration. Known for his calm demeanor and preference for negotiation over conflict, he played key roles in arms control, Middle East diplomacy, and human rights advocacy. Dave Thomas, he was born in July 1932 and he died in January 2002. His age was 69 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was liver cancer. Dave Thomas was a beloved founder of the Wendy's fast food chain, known for his folksy television commercials and commitment to quality. He was also a passionate advocate for adoption, drawing from his own experiences. His business acumen and heartwarming image left a lasting legacy. Marilyn Harris, she was born in June 1931 and she died in January 2002. Her age was 70 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was undisclosed. Marilyn Harris was an American author, best known for her 7-novel Eden series, an historical saga about the Eden family of England. Harris's first collection of short stories, King's X, was published by Doubleday in 1967. She is also the author of the best-selling novel Hater Fox in 1973, adapted into a 1977 CBS movie, The Girl Called Hater Fox. Edith Bouvier Beale, she was born in November 1917 and she died in January 2002. Her age was 84 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was stroke. Edith Bouvier Beale, affectionately known as Little Edie, was a first cousin of Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. She gained cult fame through the documentary Grey Gardens, which chronicled her eccentric life in a decaying mansion with her mother. Her unique fashion sense and spirited personality made her an icon of individuality. Michael Balantic, he was born in February 1923 and he died in January 2002. His age was 78 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. Michael Balantic served as mayor of Chicago after the death of Richard J. Daley. Though his tenure was short, he played a key role in managing the city during a challenging era. Later a respected Illinois Supreme Court justice, he remained a prominent figure in state politics. Stanley Marcus, he was born in April 1905 and he died in January 2002. His age was 96 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Stanley Marcus was a visionary in American retail, transforming Neiman Marcus into a luxury brand synonymous with customer service and quality. Known as the Merchant Prince, he championed fashion innovation and left a mark on retail culture through taste and integrity. Robert Nosik. He was born in November 1938 and he died in January 2002. His age was 63 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was stomach cancer. Robert Nosik was a towering intellectual figure in American political philosophy. His libertarian classical anarchy, state, and utopia challenged conventional thought and became essential reading. In academia, a Harvard professor, he brought sharp, provocative ideas to public discourse. John W. Reynolds Jr. He was born in April 1921 and he died in January 2002. His age was 80 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. John W. Reynolds Jr. was a prominent political and judicial figure in Wisconsin. As governor in the 1960s, he championed civil rights and later served decades as a respected federal judge. He played a key role in expanding fair housing and equal rights in the state. Dick Night Train Lane. He was born in April 1928 and he died in January 2002. His age was 73 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. Dick Night Train Lane was a ferocious defensive back known for his bone-crushing tackles and record-setting interceptions. His aggressive play revolutionized the cornerback position in the NFL. Inducted into the Hall of Fame, Lane remains a symbol of defensive excellence. Bobo Olson. He was born in July 1928 and he died in January 2002. His age was 73 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was Alzheimer's disease. Carl Bobo Olson was a world champion middleweight boxer known for his fierce determination and resilience in the ring. He fought some of the era's greatest, including Sugar Ray Robinson. Olson was inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame and remembered as a fierce competitor. Nathan Chapman. He was born in April 1970 and he died in January 2002. His age was 31 at the time of his death, and he was killed in action. Nathan Chapman was the first American soldier killed by enemy fire in the Afghanistan War. A Special Forces member, he served with distinction and became a national symbol of the early conflict. His service was honored widely for his bravery and sacrifice. Rudolf B Davala. He was born in April 1916 and he died in January 2002. His age was 85 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. Rudolf B Davala was one of the few Filipino Americans to receive the Medal of Honor for valor in the Second World War. His heroic action in France saved countless lives after the war, advocated for the recognition of minority veterans, and inspired through his story of courage. K. William Stinson. He was born in April 1930 and he died in January 2002. His age was 71 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was cancer. K. William Stinson served one term in the United States House of Representatives and later had a career in banking and investment. Though his political career was brief, he remained active in public affairs and economic development throughout his life. Ernest Pintov. He was born in December 1931 and he died in January 2002. His age was 70 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was stroke. Ernest Pintov was an acclaimed animator and director who won an Academy Award for The Critic, a satirical short film. He taught at several universities and contributed to early television animation. His unique style and wit left an enduring mark on independent animation. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.